we are going to move on to our last presenter of the evening. You guys are in for a treat. I am going to introduce my friend here, Nick Wan, the Director of Analytics for the Cincinnati Reds. Nick, you guys got a night game tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I got a night game tonight. It's a little rainy out here in Goodyear, so we'll see what happens.
Well, if anybody's in town and looking for something to do tonight, Goodyear's about 25 minutes here from downtown, so go visit Nick and the Reds. But I'm going to turn it over to Nick, like I said, Director of Analytics with the Cincinnati Reds. Great friend of SABR, and you're in for a treat. This is always a great presentation. So, Nick, take it away, my friend.
All right. Well, I'll try my best following up from Dave, but Professor Highland over here. Always a pleasure to see something from him, and just down the street from us in Cincinnati. So, I'm Nick. I'm Director of Analytics here at Cincinnati Reds. I guess I'm a senior director of analytics now, but I've been here since I don't know, a while ago. 2017. Slice is back. I wish that'd be cool. Try so usually in these sessions I'll try to just live code some stuff off Savant. So that's what I'll do today. I'm gonna go try to replicate some stuff off Savant. That's right, Tim. Welcome back, dude. Well, yes. Well, okay. Well, if you guys know me from my streams or YouTube, I basically just treat this like a stream. But I also don't have all my stuff with me. I was supposed to bring like my microphone and like a better cam and all this stuff, but like I forgot everything. Plus, I don't even have sleeves, so I'm just gonna try my best here, y'all, and hopefully y'all enjoy. But please feel free to chat. Utilize the chat. Yeah. Whatever questions you got, I'll answer along the way. Okay. Where's like the, how do I like to see everyone? I still want to see people. Okay, that's fine. All right, we'll live. This over here. If you want access to this notebook, you guys can see this notebook, right? I'll put the link in chat here. I'll copy the link here. Oh, there we go. Scott's got me. Okay, I'll be using PyBaseball. So basically, PyBaseball just allows me to access any of the Baseball Savant data. So we'll just be doing stuff from Baseball Savant here. I think one of the presenters probably walked around the Savant site probably. But I'm going to go over here and like click, I'm going to go to the pitch highlighter. So I usually go to visuals, then the visuals, I'll go to pitch highlighter. Is there a particular picture anyone wants me to look at here? Anyone in chat here? Edwin Perez. You got it, Julie. Edwin Perez. Let's see. What's going on here? Yo, Edwin Perez. All right, there you go. Perez, okay. Where's Edwin? Okay. It's apparently not coming up here. All right, Keller. We'll go Keller. Mitch Keller. Okay, awkward to do a Pittsburgh player, but that's fine. It is baseball. It is SABR, y'all, you know? Like it's we know no bounds here. Yeah, Hunter would have been nice. It would have been easier. Or maybe like, I don't know, it's like an NDA thing. All right, so here's the key. Mitch Keller, 2023. He threw a bunch of pitches. He got over 3,100 pitches here. And through this, you could kind of just see, like, given the particular pitch type, where it is in the zone, and then ultimately the barrels given up by Mitch here. But not just barrels, any contact here. So we're going to try to recreate this. I think I can do this pretty quickly. And we'll see how long it takes me to recreate this, but we'll see. Sorry, so Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller, up here at the top, there's a thing called a player ID, which is exactly what I need. So I'm going to start doing here. Okay, so let's import some stuff. Import, we import pandas as PD, import Seaborn as this. I don't know why they do that way. Import matplotlib, sometimes pronounced mateplotlibe, believe it or not, as ELP. I mean, like, that would be the better way to pronounce it, I think. Like, matrices laboratory. Wouldn't it be like mate lab? Mateplotlibe? All right, so we'll bring it all in here, and then we're gonna load in our data. So we're gonna bring in our stats, past, picture, data. How's everyone doing? How was all the sessions? And anyone have any favorite sessions from today? Anyone have any favorite sessions? Favorite sessions? 3, 1. Oh, layer ID. All right, to here. So I'll see what I'm doing here. Okay. This one takes the cake. I just started. How's that possible? All of it. All right. That's good, Hector. Tableau was really great. That's cool. That's cool. All right. See, we got 3,300 pages. So this one says 3,100. There's some discrepancy given like the cleanliness of the data, the accuracy of the data. So doing it this way gets you like a few hundred more pitches. And then we can kind of see what the pitches look like here. You can see that this is all pitch by pitch data. So you get the game date, what the pitch type was, the release speed, the pitch release characteristics, who the batter was, and then all these different things. And you might say like, oh, that doesn't look like that many columns. But it's 92 columns. This just gives you a kind of a small view of it all. You could actually see all the columns, just type in dot columns. So you get all this other stuff here, like the plate location, so where it is as across the plate. These PFX columns here is the pitch break columns. So how much is the ball breaking against ideal physics? A bunch of other columns in here. There's actually a nice let's call it stat cast CSV documentation search here, so you can actually get all the different information about all the columns here, also provided by Baseball Savant. So all of that. But yes, the player ID, yes, it is the MLB player ID. It's you know, if you go to google.com and you type in Mitch Keller ID. Oh wait, no, actually, Mitch Keller, MLB. You'll see at the end here, there's like the 6 numbers. I know, Mitch Keller, 656605. That's actually their ID. So that's here. That's what this is. This is 656605. Okay, a little inside info there. I don't know if that counts as inside info, if it's like just publicly out there, but that's fun. Shannon's presentation was good. Oh yeah, I think who's ID1? I honestly think, if I'm not mistaken, I think ID1 is I think it's like Babe Ruth or something. I honestly think it is. So, but that's a good point. The numbers are actually in order of when a player is assigned that number in the league. So the larger the number, the younger the player is. So for me, like, some BAM IDs I was familiar with were like BAM IDs in the 400,000s, but we're in the 800,000s now. And it's only been like 6 or 7 years since that. So I'm old though, so it's fine, as an old baseball guy. So we're going to try to create this, which is actually not too hard. We're going to make a scatter plot. That's what that looks like right there, y'all. That looks like a scatter plot. And then we're gonna just the data in this case, the data frame is we called it DF here. Short for data frame. X will be plate X. Y is gonna be plate Z because this data it's actually taken from the top down, right? So when you're looking at the field, this is actually X from third base to first base, and then Y is actually from home plate out to the outfield walls. So Z is actually the height. For you Minecrafters, that might be like, oh man, like Y is usually up and down, and Z is usually distance. But that's not true when you're looking from the bird's eye view. Well, Minecraft reference in there. See? I am a part of the youth now. So we plot this. Who's my favorite player ID? Well, the one that I'm most used to is 458015. So when you type that in here, if you go MLB 458015, you will find yourself Mr. Joseph Daniel Votto. This is the one I'm most familiar with. Ask me why. No, don't ask me why. You know why. So, so we have scatter plot here. And so, yeah, like, hey, like the guy throws in this way. Looks like all the pitches kind of look like that. All right, done. All right, thank you, Scott, for the saber. All right, now let's clean this up a little. Hugh, pitch name. Go pitch name. Pitch name. Let's look a little nicer here. Okay, let's move this out the way here. Legend. I go box to anchor. For those who are like, damn, this guy isn't going over any. Oh, sorry. I'm not really. It's as much of a. It's a different kind of. It's a different kind of session. I feel. It's an interactive session. What does D-spine do? Great question. So if I don't D-spine, you get these lines around this box here. You get these lines. So if you do D-spine, the spine, now it's a boneless plot. Oh, there you go. So it gives you a little more white space. It's not like locked into any space. It breathes a little more, I did not expect to hear a Minecraft reference today. That's right. That's why this is the goated presentation. That's why this is the goated presentation. Okay, what else you guys got? What's everyone's favorite team? Does everyone have a favorite team? Marlins, okay. Rangers, Reds, there we go. Thank you, Don. Mets, Cleveland, Brewers. Cleveland's our neighbor right here. Also, our neighbor in the state. Actually, the closest. Did you guys know the closest baseball park to the Reds is Atlanta? No, that's not true. Has to be. No, I think it might be. We'll have to ask someone who does travel here. I clearly don't leave my house too often. Okay, Tim says the Reds, so that's good too. Tim hangs out in my stream a lot, so. Okay, so if we want this to look just like this, we're gonna have to do a few more things. So I want these other spines out of there. So I could just say left, no spine here, and bottom, no spine there. And this will clear out some of those lines there, and then there's still these numbers and stuff. So I'm gonna do this thing and turn this into a figure. Access some of the things within the figure post hoc. Did anyone talk about post hoc analyses today? Did Dave Hyland talk about post hoc analyses? Nerd. He invited me to Xavier for to talk to the sports analytics group there. So I appreciate Dave and everyone over at the Xavier program. You're doing cool stuff over there. The Derby City Mint Juleps are also that's an alt uniform for the Louisville Bats, our AAA affiliate. That's good. Okay, so we do this x-axis, y-axis set visible. Actually, I think if I do this, you actually get like, oh no, I still need that. Okay, some trial and error. All right, they're doing this. I'm doing it live. All right, well, doing it live. Is there any way to recreate the strike zone in the plot? Well. Funny you say this. Now to save some time, I did write a function that does. So if you see like in the background here, background. If you see in the background here, I actually see like a strike zone and like home plate, right? So it just does a good job at contextualizing this information. So it actually is pretty boring to watch someone like really meticulously. Okay, I say this, but that's like my entire stream. It's not boring to watch someone meticulously code straight lines until they're all incorporated into your plot. But to save some time, I actually wrote a couple functions. So I'm gonna take the strike zone. I'm gonna take the home plate plot that I've made. I'm just gonna put this in there. By the way, if you want this notebook, it's not hard to find. There's just a link. I think Scott has the link, and people in chat, I'm sure, grab the link. Home plates. Okay, like this. Boom. Dudes. There you go. There you go, Enrique. You go by Enrique, you go by Kike. It's like a as always, he's awesome. Thank you, Dave. Much appreciated, dude. You go by both. There you go, dude. There you go. All right. What's everyone's how many people here are students? How many people here are students? One in chat if you're a student. One in chat if you're a student. Oh yeah. That's the squad right there. Look at all these ones. Look at all these students. That's good. That's good. Students, that's the future of baseball right there. Old man audit student. Yeah. I was one of those. I'm gonna do this figure set aspect. So this is gonna make it so left and right is equal to up and down. So when one unit on X is 1 unit on Y, it's equal. It's going to squeeze it a little, but now we have a strike zone that looks a little more like your regular strike zone. So if we don't do that, it gives us this like widescreen 16:9 ratio. Makes these things look a little more square, but they're not square. The only square in here is me. There you go. Looks a little nicer. All right, that's good. Okay. That's basically it for this one, right? I think that's almost all. So, and so let's do another one. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that one. Is the group of points at like 45 degrees typical of? Oh yeah. Like if you look at pretty much any if you look at pretty much anyone who's throwing overhand, right? Like someone set temperature green. I'm going. Okay. Or it's under green. Let's see Hunter Green. His data similar. Go on and load. They throwing in this way. Just his arm action. That's the angle of the arm. You gotta imagine like however your arm is moving, it's kind of like on the opposite end. That's sort of how the balls are gonna be sprayed. So if you look at someone like Tyler Rogers, Rogers. Oh yeah, Rogers. There's Tyler Rogers. Like his spray, like it's he throws that weird submarine action. So his actually looks like this, right? Because he's a righty, but because he's a righty that throws from his ankles, it swoops up like this, right? And so if you look at someone like I don't know who's a lefty who's a lefty people like Chris Sale. Okay, let's see how Sale. Let's see what we got for data on Sale here. Look at Chris Sale, Atlanta Brave Chris Sale. See, so it looks like a lefty because he's a lefty. It's the opposite way of a righty. Opposite way of a righty, right? So if you look at someone like Graham Ashcraft, is a righty. It should be going the other way, right? Go on. Load player data. They going the other way. So that's sort of why. It's the angle of their arm. Go back to Keller here. Mitch Keller. No relation to Tim Keller in chat. Master senior in high school. That's pretty cool. That's cool. Any excitement reducing human error with automatic pitch calls? Am I allowed to speak about this? Automatic zone is pretty interesting tech. It's allowed us to it's allowed us to get the call right more often, I feel, right? So, and I think that's like the reason. It's more consistency in the call, less introduction of non-players interfering with the outcomes of events or things in the game. So I do think it's important. I think as the technology improves, that's good. And that is if you have good technology, why not use it to make the game better? That's my opinion, but I'm also an analytics guy, so yeah. All right, we're gonna try to make this plot. I'm gonna try to make the barrel plot now. This one might be a little harder. This might be a little harder. So we have a few things in here. First, I'm going to make a copy of the data set. That way, don't overwrite anything. But it's the same data set. I haven't done anything to it. Still Mitch Keller. It's all the same stuff we saw up here. It's just like literal straight up copy. But we're going to probably modify it in a few ways. Most likely to change degrees to radians. But did want to show off a few things in the data set. Launch angle, launch speed, launch speed angle, and pineapple pen. Y'all know that one? Is that like too old of a meme? Drop nulls. Okay. Oh, wait. Drop nulls. Okay, so here, that's all. That's That's right. That's right. So you have launch angle, launch speed, and then there's this thing called launch speed angle. I remember when I first saw this, I was like, what the? And then I was like, what the hell is that? Launch speed angle. And I looked at it, when you look at launch speed angle, when you look at just the unique values, it gives you like these 6 values, and then a lot of them are null, but this is because there's no contact made. It's just like a swing strike or a called strike or a ball, just anything that wasn't ball contact, right? But there's 6 numbers. I'm like, what the hell are these 6 numbers, dude? Then I realized like this visualization literally has, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 6 things related to contact. So I realized very quickly that it was these 6 things. It's barrels, it's solid contact, whatever that is, flares and burners, topped, hit under, and then weak contact. So for these 6 things, that relates to these 6 categorical values. So the first thing we could do is just rename these categorical values, right? So I'm going to use this thing called map to do that. I'm going to say map. I'm going to map. I'm not going to MPA something, that's for sure. I'm just going to map something. Yo, my computer's a little laggy and something. I'm going to map, let's think of contacts. I'll make a dictionary. And don't ask me how I know. Maybe it's because I work in baseball and I've seen this quite a bit, but leave you alone. Assistant pitching coach alone right here. He's a dude. Hit under. Any thoughts on finding out what bat company and models are being used for these results? No, that would be pretty awesome if you were able to say like, oh yes, this 104-mile-an-hour contact with launch angle 17. This is definitely a Louisville slugger. I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. But no, no metadata. I guess you could get it out of the specific player, right? So if you, for instance, Batcher, whoever this is, go to MLB and then put that number in, and it's Alec Bohm. Okay. Then you could probably say like, oh yeah, do a little Google foo here and find out Alec Bohm's bat of choice, probably get it that way. But sorry, I don't know. Well, okay, barrels. All right, then we'll map this contacts. All right. Anyone here? Anyone here? Or who's applying for internships this coming cycle? Any internship candidates here? One in chat for internships. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay, we gotta do this launch speed angle. Let's take a look at the top 5 of these. Okay, see, now we have flares and burners and barrels instead. So, let's go. All right, Tim Keller not looking for. Okay, there's one. There we go. All right, that's good. How about people who are just interested? How about do high schools get any baseball? Yeah, they do. It's pretty rare, just because you're going to be in the same candidate pool as all the other people looking at internships, trying to get internships, and they may just have more education, right? They just may have more programming classes and more projects, perhaps more experience. They might be working with their college baseball team. They might have done some internships in the past. So usually there's very special circumstances, very players in high school who learned how to program early or learn statistics. They're like community college or AP class, and we're able to do a lot of the things that we expect people to do in particular analytics department. But I've had 2 high school students as interns before. It's rare. That's like 2 over the past 7 years. So it's pretty rare. I usually have anywhere from 2 to 4 trainees in our group. So it's rare, but it's not impossible. Not impossible. Um. Okay. Yeah. That was the next question. Carlos was saying it. Anyone here just interested in more baseball analytics? Not looking for a job, just no, not a job seeker and interested in baseball analytics. One in chat for you folk. Oh yeah. See, I do a lot of different analytics. Uh, I'm a fan of just general all sports analytics. So okay. So we have this. We've changed this. Now I want to change the launch angle. I'm currently looking for people to join the Reds intern crew. We are closed up for intern hiring this year. If anyone didn't mention it, I'll mention it. Typically, not just for baseball, but for any sport, their off season is your typical place for hiring. And the place you would go is Teamwork Online. Yes, Teamwork Online. So you go to Teamwork Online, click this Teamwork Online thing. Actually, you probably get taken to the take this to the beginning of it. And you go to Teamwork Online, and then from here I just gotta go like explore jobs, and then I go to something called player operations, and then sometimes I'll click technical services, and then it will give me just all these different jobs. Like if you want to be apparently the director of business comms for the Rangers, it's right there. A bunch of IMG Academy stuff, but you can see how, like, since we're in the just about in the regular season, there's not a ton of baseball jobs, but this was just posted by Sarah over at Sarah Bailey, their director of analytics over at the Titans. They're looking for a data analyst. So here's another one for a sports science apprentice for the Texans. Here's some stuff for the Lions. Looks like the Jays have a camera operator. So you can go over there to Teamwork Online. Oh, sorry. Nick Kroll was like shouting about something, and I was like, oh no. Usually it's like about like, I don't know, whether or not it's raining outside right now. He's a very happy guy at all times. It's great. That sounds sarcastic. It's not. He's a genuinely happy guy. So Teamwork's Online. On the off season, you want to be in the off season for that stuff. So someone who doesn't know how to code, what do I recommend to learn for baseball analytics? I recommend just learning how to program. It doesn't matter the language. A lot of people use Python. A lot of people use R. But I would say just learn how to program. That would be the first big step. And then the second thing is make sure you have a project. Like it could be anything. It could be making your own stuff score. It could be recreating data visualization off of the SABR site or the Savant site. Could be kind of anything. So I just converted this, by the way, to radian, using that radian to degrees calculation here. Okay. All right. Again, like I don't assume anyone is. This is more like an AMA, It's kind of like a AMA moments. So please feel free to just spam chat with questions, and I'll answer as I get bored of typing on my keyboard. Um, what are challenges when I face integrating advanced analytics into baseball strategy? I mean, the number one is just buy-in, right? Like it's not just saying we have the best model. It's about saying like why the numbers are coming out the way they are. It's about who is doing it. It's about, what in it is explainable, what in it makes sense. It's about incorporating people earlier in the development process, right? The biggest thing is buy-in. Like you can make the best model that predicts very accurately what is going to happen, whether it's related to a contract, whether it's related to season level war, whether it's related to like strikeouts in a game or innings pitched, whether it's related to a matchup. The most accurate model fails if you can't communicate it. So analytics communication is as important, if not more important at times than doing the analytics. And although it seems somewhat irrational, illogical, it's like, why wouldn't you want to use the best, most accurate model? Sometimes people, I mean, it's their job too, right? Like they can't just say, oh, well, Nick Wan said this was the best model, and that's why we stole third. So you wanna make sure that you're educating along the way. And so the hardest thing is buy-in, but the easiest way to overcome buy-in is to make sure you're educating along the way. What days do I normally stream? Monday to Thursday. Thank you, Tim. Tim's also a mod in the stream, so that's funny that I have him. It's like my chat, except Tim has no mod privileges. Thought on being the work experience paradox. That's true. Like, these ads will say like, oh, like entry level position, 5 years of experience needed. Okay, yeah, that's some whack shit to be honest. Whack stuff to be honest. It's difficult. For my hiring process, I don't even look at experience. At the Reds, my philosophy is your ability to do the work in our technical assessment should be what you're based. It should be what you are assessed on. And it doesn't matter your degree. It doesn't matter how long you've worked in the industry. It doesn't matter, who your legacy and who worked before you and all this other stuff. My opinion is like we usually design our interviews based around what you would do on a day-to-day basis, and the people who do that best are the people that will invite to an interview. And it's as based on merit as possible. And I do not look at a resume basically at all. I actually never look at a resume. I personally don't look at resumes because I think that just biases the process. People should be I'd rather, assess someone's ability based off what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, not based off like what school they went to and how much community service they did, and I want to believe anyone, particularly anyone in analytics, would rather have that. They would rather have, the idea that people who are getting the job are the people who just do the best on the evaluation. Resumes shouldn't be a part of it. But that's just me, it's just my personal hiring philosophy. I didn't know we are going to talk about isn't like 100 people in here like students aren't hiring? It's manager talk with Nick Wan. But let it be known. So this one's a weird one, I think. Subplots adjust. I think it's top and right. I think the rest are fine. Okay. This should give me something. Oh no, it gave me nothing. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Launch speed. FPLT. Launch speed, D-spine, height. Launch speed angle? Was that what it's called? Launch speed angle? Launch speed angle. Launch speed angle. Launch speed angle, launch speed. Okay. This should just work, but that's a grid. That should. That's all right. Thank gosh, a few orders on I have. This is good. Okay. Did I miss? Okay, that's good. Oh, see, it's kind of looking like it. All right, let me zoom in here. Hey, it's kind of looking like it. Hey, hey. Yeah, your barrels hit under, topped, layers, burners, weak contact. It's kind of right. It's kind of in there. Oh, I had wine instead of share wine. Okay, thank you, Tim. Yeah, going back to the work paradox thing, I tend to think the best thing to do, uh, particularly if you're a student, is like working for your baseball team if possible. Your team needs help. Your team needs student managers. That's a big, easy way to get experience without having to do much to get a quote unquote like interview process and job. Like it's not they want as many student managers doing stuff as possible. If it's not for baseball, it's for any sport. It doesn't have to be baseball. Like we got a guy who worked for their women's soccer team for all 4 years, and he did a bunch of stuff with wearables, and there's a bunch of stuff with our sports science group now. So it doesn't have to be with baseball, but getting a little experience there helps. Softball team too. Yeah, exactly. Softball team too. But any team, soccer, basketball, lacrosse, anything, talk to the AD and see like, hey, I'm a guy who wants to be doing some analytics. Where can I fit in? Like, hey, we got a bunch of data from this source that we buy into. No one's touching it. You can make a lot of room. You could do a lot of good things with the coach in swimming or in, I don't know, whatever sport it might be. Meat judging. Anyone from Texas A&M? Me. Aggies in chat? Meat judging. You know? No Aggies. What media outlets do you think do the best job of integrating stats and analytics into broadcast? I mean, like, I think everyone really enjoys the Giants broadcast. Not just because they do the analytics and stuff. They don't do a ton of that, but they're just like a fun broadcast. Um, and so they do incorporate some so-called analytics into their broadcast at times. So I would say they do a pretty good job, just in general. But I do agree that, like, in terms of broadcast, the number one source of analytics for the casual. I'm not saying y'all are casuals. You're at a SABR Analytics virtual conference. There's no possible way you're a casual, right? I would say for most people, they're getting their analytics from let's flip these. They're getting their analytics from the broadcast, from the people on TV. See, look, it's nicer now. Copy this for the x-axis. Okay. This for the x-axis. Okay, that's good. This has a 45 line and a 0 line. So I'm just gonna put an if statement in here. Yeah, 45 and 0, looking good. Me, thank you. Thanks, me. So I'd say any broadcasting that is highlighting any analytics, they're doing, a really good job for me. They're communicating the stuff to literally the largest audience there is. It's the people who watch baseball. And getting them familiar with whether it's StatCast information or if it's launch angle and exit velocity, if it's pitch and like stuff, break and spin. I think all of that's really important, and I think if more broadcast teams were able to, speak to not all the analytics, but maybe a little every now and then, it would just educate the casuals. And I mean, there was a time when OPS and slug were new to the game, and now that's just a regular thing. So how do we get there with, exit velocity and launch angle? I don't know. I don't know how to get there, but it's probably on the broadcast. It's probably on the media. I heard a little bit. Like, it's like analytics in baseball isn't going to stop at the team side. Set visible. Okay. Good job, me. Yeah. What abilities are ability to use Python, SQL, other programming? Yeah, all of that. That's good. All of that's good. Yeah, that's right. Student managers. What would be a good next step after finishing an internship? Getting a full-time job, I would say. I would say after that, just start applying. Start applying to teams. It's the next label here. That would be best. Okay. It's pretty close. We're getting there. Let's see. This is a barrel, solid contact flares, topped, hit under weak contact. All right, remain. Oh, I don't. Order. Barrels. My God, my computer's so slow. This is what happens when you stream off your work-issued computer. It is not up to standards for streaming. It is not up to standards. Any tips for networking in a virtual setting? I don't know. Like, just ask questions. It's weird. It's like, when they say like, oh, people always ask me like, what are some networking tips? And like, the best networking tips are like, make sure that the intent is to not just like quote unquote network, but like to make friends. Like your best network are your friends. They're the ones who are going to help you out and look out for you. And if you have more friends in the industry, then you have a larger network, right? So I would suggest like do the things that hopefully encourage you to make friends. Like it'd be, I dare everyone in the Zoom session right now. If you could message someone, or you message someone who's typing in chat right now and say, "Hey, I'm this person, and like I like baseball, and I wanna hang out with you, or want to talk about this team with you, or something." I dare everyone to make a friend out of the session today. And if you're able to come away from the session with a friend, if you're able to come away from the session with, the first starts of your network, I think that's really important. It's like I went to a conference, I had no networks in sports analytics at all when I tried to get into it. And I did what I did in academia. I went to a conference and I went to the conference social, and I tried to make like a couple friends, and I did. It was like this one guy who was trying to be a football coach, and this other guy who was like a Twitter person. And I'm friends with both of them to this day. And that was like back in 2015. So it's almost been 10 years. And yeah, like one works at like a third party football data company, and the other is still a still a Twitter person. Some things never change, okay? Um, but I would say, making friends, it's really important. Um, and and the easiest way to do that in the virtual setting, in my opinion, is ask questions and start replying to people, engage. If how about here? I'll have a question. Here's a question. I got a question for all of you. Okay, where will Jordan Montgomery sign? Where will Jordan? All right, here we go. Here's the question, y'all. The question's out there. Where will he sign? Okay. Oh, see, look at this. Look, if you see someone who says a team that you like, if you see someone who says a team you think is right, you should reply to them. You should be like, "Yeah, you're right, dude. Yeah, you're right, brother." Who's George? Yes, who's John Dongle? That's right. Who? So that's an XQC reference, y'all. So if you see someone, this is good. This is part two. Part two, networking. This is we've hijacked the Nick Wan live coding session into a networking session now. Everyone who's just replied, everyone scroll up a little and look for a name. For a name. What's up? I'm doing something for SABR. Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, it was Nick Kroll and Sarah Vetter, executive assistant. Scroll up, and reply to someone. Say, "Yeah, I think so," and just start the conversation. Now you have a friend. Okay, there's not enough people doing it. I don't see enough replies. Everyone's out here saying like, "Oh, they got how did the networking thing work?" This is how it works. Go reply to someone. Go more replies. I am encouraging the replies right now. I'm speaking it into existence. See, there we go. Look, Devin just did it. Good job, Devin. Now you're friends with Cameron. See, it's happening. It's networking abound. Networking abound. Good job, y'all. We've done it. SABR has been solved. Okay. You're welcome, Scott. So engaging virtually, specifically virtual networking. It's really hard, but engaging with people. I'm just talking. Oh, hey.
No rush.
Oh, I'm doing. Sorry, I'm right after that. I'm doing the SABR session. Oh. Sam Grossman, AGM. My office is just in the middle of the hallway, so it's like everyone's like, "Why is Nick shouting?" Like, I can.
How you doing?
Good. You want to say hi to the SABR?
Hi guys.
Is it
Good to see you.
Cam Bonifay, special assistant? Oh, yeah, they're right there.
All right. Georgia Tech.
Okay. Okay. Former Pirates GM. So, spring training, wild place. I'm telling y'all. Okay. It's not bad. I feel like we kind of got there. We did two. This is actually more than what I usually do. I usually just do one, and then like kind of sandbag it because I feel like one's good enough, but two was pretty good. We got two in an hour. It's pretty hardcore. Okay, let's see. Now I have to scroll up. See, look at all this all this networking happening. That's pretty good. Let's see. Next question. Even though every day is different, can you describe my specific responsibilities? I do a lot of day-to-day analytics work. So I check in on our models. I check in with my assistant director and our manager on their teams and how their projects are going. I do a lot of contracts and vendor negotiation stuff. And then I do a lot of player personnel stuff. So being able to utilize our internal metrics or internal projections, talk about players, discuss how they fit on the team, what their goals and plans are for this year and for future years. So a little of everything, but all under the flavor of analytics. So, man, I'm telling y'all, the best thing I've ever did was say everyone should network. Good job on asking the question. Okay, good job. Who was? Good job, Julie. Shout out Julie Gomez. Good question. Good one. What else we got? All right, I'm just gonna stop sharing this. This is fine. I think we got to the right place. What else we got, Chad? What else we got? How many people on my analytics team? I have, depending on how you count it, 13 to 13 to 19, depending on how you count it. I'd say it's like probably above average. I'd say we're 15 teams. We're probably like somewhere in the 15 to 10 range of like size. So. What else? What else? See, I don't even have to do anything anymore. This is great. The chat has become its own wild stallion. What are your thoughts on applying directly to MLB orgs versus looking to apply to third party? Do what you feel is good. Do what you feel is interesting to you. If you feel like there are more problems on the team side that are interesting, then try to get on a team. But some people who are doing like research stuff, sometimes like some of the people who are like really interested in seam shifted wake, if any of you have heard of the research on seam shifted wake, some people like working on the vendor side because they collect way more data and they're able to work and focus on specifically that question. Yeah. So it just depends on whether you want to be focused more specifically to the team needs, or if you have like a particular question you want to answer, and there might be a vendor or a third party organization that's trying to answer that question. Okay, all right, this is good. That's good, man. Well, who has the largest analytics team? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. A lot of people, I think, generally point to like Tampa or the Dodgers. They do have pretty large teams, but there's a lot of people who have like a lot of consultants. There's a lot of people who have like third-party people who are involved. There's a lot of people who like collaborate with, say, schools or clubs of some sort to increase their work output. So it just depends. I think officially, I think it is Tampa or the Dodgers. It's one of those two. So are we having another hackathon? I think so. If anyone heard about the Reds hackathon, it was really successful. Shout out to the groups from Syracuse who placed really well in our hackathon. The Syracuse Sports Analytics program, very good, very good. So they did a pretty good job. But yeah, I think we will. So it probably won't be for a while, but I think we'll have another one. The Reds Analytics logo goes hard. That's right. That's actually there's this one. There's also the hoodie version, which is this. This is good. This is the Reds Analytics, the hoodie version. And there's also last but not least, there's also a polo. This is for game day use. See? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good swag. Good swag. What makes the Reds so special when it comes to baseball analytics and player development? I don't know. I think open minds and being collaborative from the top down. Everyone's opinion is weighed equally in a lot of different conversations. So I think just being open to being wrong. Honestly, it's like in my opinion, the number one tenet of scientific method, right? Falsifiability. You have to have hypotheses that are able to be falsified. You have to be ready to be wrong. And I think everyone is interested in trying to be proven wrong, but not a lot of people actually like commit that to practice. So being critical about the things you believe in, and having people critique those beliefs and show through logic and reason that there might be a better answer. Falsifiability, I think it's important. So being able to be wrong, and being, humble enough to be wrong. I think that's really important. All right, I'm going to pass this back over to Scott here, but appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
I told you guys you were in for a wild ride. Nick, we appreciate you so much. I told Jonah from Baseball Reference that I wanted his hoodie, but I'm going to have to supersede that request for a Reds Analytics hoodie, because I think we also might have some buyers here if you got an online store. Get you guys a couple extra dollars in the building. But Nick, thank you so much for being here. Good luck with your game tonight. Good luck with the season upcoming. We appreciate you, my friend.